let's chat about something impossible. Let's talk about Impossible Jones. This comic book came out through Scout Comics, and we have a great creative team, as I've mentioned multiple times, but this particular writer is very special. Who is he? Impossible Jones. Keep wanting to say Impossible Girl because I'm thinking of Plastic Man. I will get to that comparison here in a second. We have Kessel, we have Han, and Kessel is the creator of King Shark. Also wrote Harley Quinn, a bunch of DC stuff. Daredevil is even written. And this right here is essentially, what if Dr. Manhattan was a sexy plastic man, in parentheses, woman? That's right. We have Impossible Jones. You know what's cool about Plastic Man? Is that this is a character that was a thief that gets his superpowers in a superhero type of way. And then after the fact is like, you know what, I'm going to fight the good fight, right? But he's got these like little bit of anti-hero tendencies. It doesn't really make sense though, you know? Like when you really think about it, if you were a criminal and then you get powers just by happenstance, you happen to survive.
Right.
What would make you want to go good?
I'm going to be a good guy now.
Why?
Like, yeah, that doesn't seem plausible.
If anything, you got powers now.
You'd be a better criminal.
Kind of be a better criminal. And that's what we have in Impossible Jones. Scout Comics actually picked this up, and this was a Kickstarter success. And we have issues 1 through 3 that are currently out. Issue 4 comes out next week. We're only going to talk about the first couple because this is something I think everybody who likes superhero comics is going to enjoy.
We've talked about a couple of new superhero universes lately, and this book was a very pleasant surprise. I was not expecting much, honestly. I don't have the best track record with trying brand new this isn't just a new character. This is a whole universe that you get thrown into. There's a lot of side characters and villains and stuff thrown at you right in issue 1.
Can't you tell it there? We have someone who's been writing comic books for a while.
But it's done so well that
it's so smooth.
I was really blown away with this comic actually. Like the humor and the vibe all throughout here. Even in this first page, I got a very Batman animated series vibe from this.
Oh man, there's like a hint of BTOS universe. I'm even getting like a low-key hint of Mike Allred, Laura Allred vibes in the stylized characters, the color use, the shading, the lighting. But specifically, the world building is really what drives this book home, and the comedy and just characters in general. We have a lot of really fun superheroes that I can all see having their own side issues, like their own one-shots, their own spin-offs, because they're so captivating. So here we go. We have Impossible Jones.
And this villain here is named Holly Days.
Holly Days, right there.
She gives me Harley Quinn vibes for sure. And once you told me that this was a writer who has also worked on Harley Quinn before, that kind of made a whole bunch of these pieces click into place for me. This feels very, very similar to a zany kind of Harley-esque personality.
He actually said that he wanted to write a superhero who was a mix between Harley Quinn and Plastic Man.
Okay.
So there we go.
There you go.
But specifically, he didn't want to make her too Harley Quinn, so he made Holidays.
Right. It's kind of like the
more
villain of this first
Harley
issue.
Quinn.
Yeah.
So what we'll walk you through is that Impossible Jones is considered a superhero in this world. Right. She's a newer superhero. However, at heart, she's a thief. And she wants to keep this guy's up. Like
it's almost like a perfect cover for her to continue being a thief.
Yeah.
Because people don't suspect her.
And what we see here is her trying to steal back something that Holidays, the villain, has just stolen.
Can you zoom in on this panel with the guns down here? Because this was the first time I laughed.
This is like what you see first. You see our hero getting shot in the chest, not going through her, bouncing through her and out of her, similar to what you would, like
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Plastic Man.
She's got stretchy powers.
Yes, stretchy powers. But not just that. She turns her
hands into guns.
She turns her hands into fist guns and just knocks these characters out, right?
It's cute.
So
it's funny.
It's funny. It's cute, but it's also mature. There's enough
Mask in a way too.
A little bit. Oh, that's a good point. There is a good amount of like Dark Horse Mask in here too. So during the getaway, we have Impossible Jones taking out her slingshot and just taking her out. So she's got a handful of powers that it spans a spectrum here. She can stretch, she can deflect bullets, she can, create guns out of herself, but she also can shoot slingshots like it's a gun.
I mean, I just assumed she made rubber gun shapes out of her hands and like.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, kind of like
punches
Blue Beetle-esque type of thing, right?
And I love how Harley Days has rockets on the bottom of her like ice skates.
Right.
It's just a weird touch that I appreciate.
So one thing here that's fun about the character is that when she takes out Harley Days, she tells her, "Hey, just stay on the down low a little bit. Don't make too much noise. She's telling her, stay out of trouble for a little bit. Because in the event that she causes more trouble, to keep up this superhero persona, she's going to actually have to take her in to the authorities. But she's going to choose not to do it in this moment and instead say, we should go get some drinks.
Yeah.
Because I don't really have any friends to talk to. So clearly, Impossible Jones is a villain. She's an anti-hero at best. But because she has to keep up the superhero personality, she's going to do what has to be done because it's to her advantage that the community, the society, thinks of her as a savior, as a person that's going to protect them.
I just had a lot of fun with this.
She's trying to steal stuff, comic fam.
It also kind of reminds me of Marjorie Finnegan from AWA in that way too, like someone who's just
very
having
different.
Yeah, thankfully it's not as strange and gross as that comic turned out to be. But
I did call her Dr. Manhattan for a reason because we do have an origin story that takes place in issue number 1, where her and her crew are, they were going through doing a robbery, and she gets locked in this machine that
how often does this happen? Yeah,
like she gets locked in and then the machine gets turned on and this is
Dr. Manhattan.
This is Dr. Manhattan's origin story.
Right.
This is literally how it happens. So this is how she becomes like this Mr. Fantastic-esque type of character.
Did you get that cool panel where she like reappears and falls into all the pipes or something underneath and she's just a big rubbery mess?
Did I? Right there.
You did. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So this is her realizing that she has superpowers. But as mentioned, it's not just about this one particular character. We have a bunch of other superheroes in this comic book that all have such distinct personalities, comedic timing, and designs themselves that
this is just fun to read.
It makes it so damn fun.
I don't say that enough.
I was so excited to read this
guy, Even Steven, I really like.
His name is Even Steven. How cool is that?
Exactly. Half and half on both sides. Almost to the point where you can tell by reading his dialogue too that he's got some kind of mental hang up.
He's like Mr. A, like Ditko Mr. A or Rorschach a little bit. He's like, please say my full name, because they call him Steven. And he's like, no, it's Even Steven. Say my full name. We need to deal with each other equally.
He calls this guy Captain Lightning, and he wants to be called Even Steven in return. Like, you can't just call me one name. I need both, because I called you Captain Lightning, and you call me Even Steven. It's got to be 2 and 2 and even on both sides. Otherwise, this is not going to work. He keeps bringing it up, and it's like, okay, this is funny. I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's just like this weird quirk that this guy has, and I really dig it. But seldomly do you get introduced to so many characters in a comic book in a fresh world, superheroes nonetheless, and find a liking to so many of them right out the gate.
Right. Usually this kind of thing would irritate me or bug me or make me roll my eyes. And it didn't. I was pleasantly surprised with this run.
Comic fam, Impossible Jones, put it on your pull list. You're going to be excited. Issue 2 was fantastic, and the story has just begun. And really, when you have such a great writer on the comic, it's no surprise. And it's by Scout Comics. No surprise. All right.
Win.
Starting the auction off at $1 for 1 minute, like we always do.
This is one of our favorite covers, and you got it.
A little bit of that, what y'all been looking for, right? A little bit of that, what y'all been looking for, right?